Welcome, everybody.
What defines a generation?
Climate justice! Right now!
Is it just about the year you were born? Or is there something more? We may have lived through different decades, different circumstances, different countries, but we all share in the global, everyday push for our rights, for justice, for a world that is equal. Perhaps what defines our generation isn't our age or our background, but the line in the sand that we have drawn. We take to the streets to speak out against discrimination, and we work tirelessly behind the scenes. We stand up for peace.
We are fed up with the war
and economic justice. We start with a statement and watch it become a movement. We have come a long way, but the fight isn't over, and our rights are still under assault. It is time to take action. Let us be the wake-up call the world needs.
The eyes of all future generations are upon you.
Be the first, the youngest, the best, and then make sure no one is left behind. When someone tries to silence you, raise up your voice.
Let us wage a global struggle.
Change everything, or change just one thing. As long as you do something, whether you're new to changing the world or have been in the fight for a long time.
Each knows exactly why we are here.
We are all together, united for gender equality. And the future we create for women and girls is up to all of us. What defines a generation?
Climate justice! Right now!
Is it just about the year you were born? Or is there something more? We may have lived through different decades, different circumstances, different countries, but we all share in the global, everyday push for our rights, for justice, for a world that is equal. Perhaps what defines our generation isn't our age or our background, but the line in the sand that we have drawn. We take to the streets to speak out against discrimination, and we work tirelessly behind the scenes. We stand up for peace.
We are fed up with the war
and economic justice. We start with a statement and watch it become a movement. We have come a long way, but the fight isn't over, and our rights are still under assault. It is time to take action. Let us be the wake-up call the world needs.
The eyes of all future generations are upon you.
Be the first, the youngest, the best, and then make sure no one is left behind. When someone tries to silence you, raise up your voice.
Let us wage a global struggle.
Change everything, or change just one thing. As long as you do something, whether you're new to changing the world or have been in the fight for a long time.
Each knows exactly why we are here.
We are all together, united for gender equality. And the future we create for women and girls is up to all of us.
Welcome to the night of 1,000 dinners. I am Dorothy Paul, a member of the board of the Johnson County United Nations Association and of the Iowa United Nations Association, our statewide organization where I served for 22 years as executive director. In 1998, I created this program, the Iowa Night of 1,000 Dinners. The program is now 25 years later. The continually expanding community and responses to this program have warmed my heart.
I'm Joyce Carmen Baldas, also a Johnson County UNA member.
And I'm Suraj Morjani, a Johnson County United Nations Association board member and liaison to the University of Iowa chapter of UNA. We are incredibly excited to be your hosts this evening.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2022 Johnson County United Nations Association Night of 1,000 Dinners. I am so pleased to join you in celebration of International Women's Day. Although this year's event is held virtually again, I'm thrilled to join in on an exciting night of performances and presentations ahead, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. I would like to recognize the event organizers, President Jim Olson, and all the members of the Johnson County United Nations Association. Thank you for the work that you do. Tonight, we recognize and celebrate women and girls from around the world and right here in our community. It is a privilege to serve as the first African American woman elected to a county seat and as your very own first African American woman to serve as Johnson County Chair, and to sit with two other very brilliant and talented women supervisors, Pat Hayden and Lisa Green Douglas. I also have the opportunity to work alongside with other organizations in our community that are ran by women and served by women, which includes myself as the founder and president of the Black Voices Project. Tonight's 3 award recipients include Inside Out Reentry Program, Iowa City Compassion, and Open Heartland. All 3 organizations are led by women, serve people in transition, and are advancing the UN's Sustainable Development Goals in our community. The impact that these organizations have on our community is immeasurable, and I am looking forward to hearing from them tonight. We all know women and girls in our life who inspire us with their contributions to the world in ways both big and small. Women who are family, friends, and neighbors, co-workers, and so on. Tonight, let's recognize these women and girls and recognize that there is still work to be done to raise awareness of discrimination and bias and to inspire and empower us all to take action for equality. So tonight, let us celebrate these women together.
Night of 1,000 Dinners is hosted by the Johnson County chapter of the United Nations Association of the USA, a non-governmental, nonpartisan membership organization educating and advocating for a constructive partnership between the U.S. and the UN.
Night of 1,000 Dinners has been celebrated in Johnson County for over 20 years. Originally part of a nationwide landmine clearance initiating, aiming for 1,000 fundraising dinners across the country, the event is now a community celebration of International Women's Day, commemorated every March 8th. The event honors local organizations founded by, led by, and or serving women that are advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
The UN's 17 interrelated Sustainable Development Goals address fundamental concerns such as poverty and hunger, but also necessary conditions of life, such as gender equality, education, climate action, and peace.
The Johnson County United Nations Association begins this gathering acknowledging our presence in this country and this state on the historical homelands of several indigenous nations. We also acknowledge the continued presence among us of the Omaha tribe of Nebraska and Iowa, the Pontica tribe of Nebraska, the Meskwaki, and the Ho-Chunk. We affirm that the history and presence of indigenous peoples will inform our work to promote the UN. Thank you to all our ticket holders and donors. We appreciate your presence and your financial support. We think you will be inspired by the work accomplished by our honored organizations and our artists that you will see in the videos and audio to come.
Okay. Our theme this year is people in transition. Although each of us experiences many important transitions, this evening we particularly want to highlight the lives and transitions of immigrants, refugees, and persons entering the free world from prison.
Our 2022 Night of 1,000 Dinner fundraiser honors and financially supports 4 organizations that acknowledge the contributions and needs of immigrants, refugees, and formerly incarcerated individuals. 3 are local: Open Heartland, Inside Out Reentry Community, and I See Compassion. As we do every year, we are also acknowledging and supporting one of the arms of the UN. This year, our 4th honored organization in the UN Refugee Agency, also known as UN High Commissioners for Refugees, or the UNHCR.
Our financial contributions to these organizations and the people they assist would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Thank you.
To help celebrate International Women's Day and our honored organizations, we offer several entertainments. The first is Iowa Ajni, a University of Iowa choral group comprised of students with ties to South Asia. Johnson County UNA is grateful to the members of Iowa Ajni for donating their time and their talent to the Night of 1,000 Dinners.
All right, for our first honored organization tonight, Open Heartland celebrates the diversity of the Johnson County community and welcomes new residents from Central America and Mexico. They assist with food, housing, education, hygiene, and legal procedures while offering friendship as well. The Johnson County UNA is pleased to honor Open Heartland, the people they welcome into our community, their staff, and their volunteers.
Open Heartland is proud to contribute to the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals through our efforts to serve Latinx families who have immigrated to Johnson County. Having escaped violence, extreme poverty, and lack of access to education and health resources in their native countries, the Sustainable Development Goals that Open Heartland is dedicated to targeting include no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, and reduced inequalities.
Hi, I'm Deb Duncase. I'm the founder of Open Heartland and the co-director of Open Heartland with my partner, Elizabeth Bernal.
My name is Elizabeth Bernal, and I'm one of the co-founders for Open Heartland.
Our mission is to do everything we can to serve our Latino immigrant families. These are families who have escaped violence, extreme poverty, and are here in our community hoping to rebuild their lives with their children.
Open Heartland support Latino community. We work with a lot of families. I use the word work, but we are family.
I think it's really difficult to try to comprehend the challenges that immigrant families from Central America and Mexico face. Oftentimes, when these families immigrate to the United States, they come here with the clothes on their back and nothing else. Nobody wants to leave their home culture, and they're coming to a place where they generally know no one and have very few resources. And so Open Heartland supports these families with food, with rent subsidies, with educational resources for their kids, whatever these families need. When we started Open Heartland in the summer of 2019, we began working in 5 of the most vulnerable mobile home communities in Johnson County. We met about 50 different families. Now we are working with about 230 families. The first year Open Heartland was in existence, we helped provide school supplies and backpacks for about 70 kids. This year we are up to 300 kids. The first year we helped provide winter gear for 50 kids. This year we have 300 pairs of shoes sitting here in Open Heartland right now. And we have already this year, this winter alone, distributed about 400 winter coats for kids. Open Heartland is just continuing to grow and grow. And it's not just growing because we have more families now. Open Heartland is really becoming a community center, a place where the Latino population in Johnson County feels safe. They guide the work of Open Heartland, the families that we serve. And so it's become a really special, special place. Some of the other things, the other services that Open Heartland provides is we're working on helping children improve their Spanish.
We do English classes. We have now sewing class, and we also have computer classes.
Open Heartland also distributes dispensa to families. And dispensa are dry goods, groceries. And to date, we have distributed just a little over 3,200 bags of food.
And we have a store, they call in Spanish La Tienda.
The store is just jam-packed with donations from the community, clothes, shoes, household items, towels, blankets. And so our Open Heartland families can come, take home anything they need. There are so many ways that this community can support Open Heartland. One of the ways is, of course, financially. We do have a Venmo account that people could donate on. We're also looking for volunteers. The other way to help, we are always looking for donations of items. Gently used clothing, gently used toys, books, dishes, especially blankets and towels. So please consider supporting Open Heartland. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, or you can check our website at www.openheartland.org.
Thank you so much for everything. Hopefully we can see you soon.
May Lee is a poet, publisher, and scriptwriter, originally from a small island at the far south of Burma, or Myanmar. A 2021 International Writers Program Writer in Residence. She participated this year in reading from the collection, Picking Off New Shoots Will Not Stop the Spring, sponsored by the Asian American Writers Workshop in collaboration with PEN America and Singapore Unbound. Picking Off New Shoots collects the work of dissenting poets and essayists resisting the violence of the military junta in place in Myanmar since February 2021. We offer first excerpts from the International Writer Program interview, and then the writer reading her poem, Pretense, first in Burmese and then in English. The text of the poem in English appears in the chat. We are grateful to the International Writers Program and the poet for sharing their work with Night of 1,000 Dinners.
A day name is so banja. How do copy and soil at Harry? Did Harry Bobby, a Louis Dalila Jarret Manakin? Or than Jow Giri Lando? Or than Arrow Cat Dudube? Ho Nayan now got it loud like that. Although I'm a 2 day take that's a polo. A Magani Landula or John Naji take you jawai. Eddie Mount Gigan of Yan Lan Yinkonija. Budubo Mele. Let that at how you in Dory. Gabalogasia and chicken genagin to so to see Macankea Puturia. Now Boama Lubian people suit down Nija. A Moira in Tonya, La Ode Chija. Gaya Bumba drone it. Imminent Yeni the lot. Nagwaja, Yasound to Kaya, Sakati do Biosokaya. But all my Yamadau on the Yinga, Dietabo, Tataka Lubian with Sajaya. I am Mary. I am a poet, scriptwriter, and translator, and publisher, and translator. What is I am a poet, and I from Yangon, Burma. But my native is Miek from a southern part of the country. Being a writer in Burma is, you can say that it's a privilege because people love literature and people love to read and write and create arts. So when you meet with a person in Burma and they will ask, what do you do? And I was like, I'm a poet. And then they said, oh, you are a poet. Okay, that kind of, privilege. So I love being a writer in Burma. And also the worst thing is you don't have freedom of expression. Yeah, because you have to encounter a lot of censorship before. And then after that, we got that 5 years that we don't have censorship anymore. We have freedom to express, and then here again. So sometimes I feel like, is somebody click a button, a repeat button for our lives? Because it's kind of repeat, good, bad, and so kind of repeat. So the word is freedom of expression. I want that. The best thing is period. Yeah, you can say that from 2012 to 13 to nowadays, not nowadays, I mean 2020, we have that golden age. And then I love most about my country is, we have a lot of beautiful mountains and beach and landscapes and everything. But I love most about is the people. The people in Burma they are so brave, smart, and they know what they want and they fight for what they want. They are so brave. So I love my people, and then I'm so proud of them. Actually, I have a lot of books I love. I want to recommend, but it depends. So now I want to recommend Matida Sanchao books. Sanchao is a Harvard. So the books in Burmese title is Sanchao is a Harvard. So it means Sanchao is her home, and inside is a prison, and Harvard is where she writes that books. So from that books, I got a lot of her. I can see her experience and the history of Burma, and then the courage. Yeah, the courage. I got that courage from that young, brave girl. So I want to recommend, and it's also in English also, so everyone can read it. Iowa opens my eye because Iowa is my dream. It's my dream because I have that dreams like 3 or 5 years ago, and then I always wanted to be here, and now my dreams came true. So I'm very happy to be here, and then I love that Iowa opens my eyes more.
Next, we're going to have one more reading from May Yui. May will be reading her poem Pretense in both Burmese and in English. Please join me in welcoming her.
Today I want to read my poem Pretense from this book. Let me read in Burmese first and then in English. Han Sao Chin, Baduma Kana Kana Mangojin. နာမည်တစ်ခုခုကြားလိုက်တိုင်းဒါပဲစီရင်ထဲကပါလေတေသူတို့စီရင်လားရှင်ကြံခဲ့သူတို့လားနေငယ်ညပြောင်အင်းဆက်ပိုးမွားတွေကတို့တွေကိုလှောင်ရည်ကြလေသိငယ်တူတောင်းဒိုးဘဝတွေကိုတေလူလားရှင်လူလားဒီလူရဲ့နာမကိုမမရေးထိုးပေးရမလဲမှတ်ညံရဲ့ဘယ်ဘက်အချမ်းမှာဘသူ့ကိုရေးထိုးလိုက်ရမလဲဒါဘယ်လောက်ကြာကြာခံပါလဲဆက်ပြတိုင်းမြင်ပြတ်သွားမှာလားအနာဘေးကျိုးခွာရင်စေးပါသွားမှာလားကြသားစားလို့မရရင်ဝတ်သားရောရလားကြောက်ကတော့ခဏဆက်ပြီးပေါ့ဒီတိုင်းပြဆဲလီဆိုမှတော့ကြာရှည်ခံချင်းရေစင်တဲ့အတူထဲလောင်းကြစို့အလောင်းတွေထပ်လိုက်ပုံထားတော့ကကန်ကောင်းထောက်မှစွာကန်ကောင်းထောက်မှစွာလို့ပဲဆိုကြစို့ရဲ့တကြိုဆက်ခဏအားတော့မှာဦးငယ်တယောက်ခက်မြင်မြန်ပဲမိခိုးငွေအဖြစ်အသွင်ပြောင်းသွားတို့မှဖြင့်ဝမ်းနဲ့ဝမ်းသာဘယ်ဟာအရင်လို့ရမလဲမသိလို့ Mark step ပြီးခဏရှောင်နေလိုက်ရတယ် Pretense. No one wants to be with you. Each time I hear a name, I wonder which list is from the register of the dead or that of those who survived. Tiny little insects which live for a day to go away in the night, maybe mocking us, our ephemeral lives. The deceased or the living. Where shall I write their name down? Whose name will be published? On what side of my memory? How long will it last? Will it be washed away when I use soap? Will it be clawed out with scalps? If I can't have chicken, can I have pork? In this gantry, thus become a celebrity of a gantry all the world over. A chicken egg may be a silly while it lasts. Things must be preserved in reason. When corpses were piling up, fortunately, let's just say fortunately, while the crematorium was available for a while, my anchor turned into smoke. I was happy or sad. I didn't know where to begin. I hid behind a face covering with marks. I got away for a while. Thank you.
Established in 2006, Iowa City Compassion engages culturally diverse communities together through hope, opportunities, and partnerships. Amongst its services is food assistance, ESL classes, and counseling. Since 2011, it has provided legal immigration assistance to clients not only in Johnson County, but also in Cedar, Lynn, Iowa, Muscatine, Washington, and Scott County. Johnson County UNA is pleased to honor Iowa City Compassion, its clients, staff, and volunteers.
My name is Teresa Stecker, Executive Director of IC Compassion. We thank the Johnson County Chapter of United Nations Association for this honor tonight during this public program of the Night of 1,000 Dinners. We are honored to be included in this community celebration of International Women's Day. IC Compassion's primary purpose is to equip culturally diverse communities at their point of need. We seek to engage multiple populations in our diverse communities through hope, opportunities, and partnerships. Together, we equip our community members. Confronted with the unique needs of immigrants, our focus includes immigration legal service, tutoring, employment assistance, education, food pantry, global food project, and mental health counseling. In 2021, we were aligning ourselves with United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. I See Compassion has been working to support refugees and immigrant communities in Iowa since 2006. And in the last 15 years, we have provided services that have worked towards global efforts to keep our earth and its people happy and healthy. The UN Sustainable Development Goals have provided us with the clear targets to meet by 2030. Since our creation, we've been working towards Goal 16 to promote peace, justice, and strong institutions. We have been providing legal immigration assistance to many in our community. This aligns with the Goal 16 by providing low and no-cost legal services to people seeking legal residency and citizenship. I See Compassion offered a free food pantry that served up to 450 families a week during COVID, providing culturally relevant foods. We continue to serve 50 to 100 families a week. Our commitment to feeding Iowa City community strongly aligns with Goal 2, Zero Hunger. At I See Compassion works to eradicate hunger and malnutrition. We also promote Goal number 3, good health and well-being. We align with the targets of Goal 3 by providing the tools and nourishment necessary to keep mothers and children healthy. During the COVID pandemic, we have helped refugees and immigrant communities access accurate health information regarding COVID-19 and vaccinations. In addition, our mental health counseling services for refugees work to keep our communities well. This year, we are launching Jabez Cafe, a training cafe for increased independence of low immigrant young adults with disabilities by learning job skills and building confidence. Through the startup of Jabez Cafe, we are committing ourselves to Goal 8, employment and decent work for all and social protection. This includes target goal of 8.5 by 2030, achieving full and productive employment and decent work for all women and men, including for young people and persons with disability, and equal pay for work of equal value. I See Compassion will continue to work towards achieving all 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals and invite fellow nonprofits to integrate these goals in their local pursuits to make this world a better place. We are grateful again for all our partnerships that continue to seek to make Johnson County a better place, especially for our refugees, our new Iowans. We thank the United Nations Association of Johnson County for recognizing our work and their continual pursuit of making this world a better place. Thank you.
We believe that as citizens, we must be visible and vocal advocates for the world we want. We can all speak up to support equality for women and girls. We invite you to send a message to our U.S. Congress to create a gender equal world. Text women to 306-44. The advocacy information is in the chat.
And for our next performance tonight, inside singers incarcerated at Iowa Medical and Classification Center and outside singers from the local Johnson County community, under the direction of Professor Mary Cohen from the University of Iowa, have performed twice annually since 2009 in the gymnasium of the prison. But performance is not the goal of the choir. Shared music making has built and strengthens a community of caring. The Oakdale Community Choir returns for a second appearance at the Night of 1,000 Dinners. In keeping with our theme, People of Transition, we feature two songs written wholly or in part by inside singers now in the process of re-entering the free world. The first of these songs has lyrics by Shane Kendrick, writer, singer, college student, hospice worker, at the microphone on the far right. Shane was paroled in 2022. From the concert May I Seek Beauty 2 on December 13th, 2017, they present Puppy Prison Blues which expresses Shane Kendrick's love of the dogs he was able to help raise at Oakdale, part of their training to become assistance animals. His lyrics also express his gratitude to then Warden Jim McKinney for his vision of how human transformation happens.
Shipped me to this prison when I was much too young, but I ain't never done nothing to land me in this pen. I'm stuck in Oakdale prison. My tail is dragging low. When I hear those keys a-clanging, I hang my head and moan. Now when I was just a puppy, my mama told me, son, always be a good dog, don't ever bite no one. But I bit a man on his little toe just to watch him cry. Now I walk up and down these hallways, and all I can chase are flies. Well, I bet there's rich dogs living somewhere outside these bars. I bet they're eating T-bones and riding in nice cars, but I know I had it coming. I guess I can't be free, but I can hear those coyotes howling, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if the choice to leave was mine, you know I'd move it on a whole lot further down the line, far from Oakdale prison. That's where I'd want to stay, and I'd sit down with them coyotes and howl my blues away. Now folks, don't take this serious, this song is just for fun. We love our pups at Oakdale, we wouldn't hurt a one. We pet them and we treat them, and we hope they always stay. Hey, they don't judge or look down on us, and they melt our blues away. Now there's a man deserves some credit for the programs here today, from the puppies to the music and many other things. So thanks to Jim McKinney for everything you do. We appreciate the efforts of you and your whole crew. Yeah, we appreciate the efforts of your whole doggone crew.
Our second featured song is Love Lives On, written and performed by Arnold Grice, songwriter, artist, lecturer, released to a halfway house in 2021.
To all of the parents who lost a child in the Sandy Hook shooting, please remember that love lives on. To all the families rebuilding in Oklahoma, even though you may be starting from scratch, just know that love lives on. And to the parents of Trayvon Martin, who lost a beloved son, didn't let it discourage you. Just know that love lives on. To everyone who might be suffering from the Boston bombings, thank you for being strong. Love lives on. I could continue this list, but it would be too long. So no matter who you are, if you're hurting, listen to the words of this song, because love lives on. Let's get it.
Feel so much hurt inside. Sometimes I want to break down and cry.
'Cause this TV brings disbelief to my eyes. Every day we keep losing innocent life.
How can this be? the great land of the free, when all I see is our country in grief.
Look at my face, and you can trace the distance. Please rescue our hearts from all of this pain. So we'll sing our song with hopes that sees our song, trusting in God, our cornerstone, knowing that love lives on. Remember, love lives on. It's time we all join forces for good. As a family, we'll stand together in love.
Hand to hand we can conquer each trial. If we have to, then let's go that extra mile.
Never give up, we're staying focused on Him. When we're tired, we'll pray for a second wind.
Make the sacrifice to brighten up someone's day. Please hold on and know that love's on the way. Oh yeah. Just know that love is on. And so we'll sing our song with hopes that sees our song, trusting in God, our cornerstone, knowing that love is on. Remember, love lives on.
Check it, check it, check it. Now you can watch all you want to and talk all you want to, but action speaks louder than words. So what you gonna do? Get out and vote to bring hope to the legislature. This ain't political, critical for lawmakers. All I see is violators and life takers. If God is truly love, then we should be His incubator. Stand up for something greater, reaching out in unity. Headed up the Oklahoma, rebuilding communities. One day you soon see this world as it should be. Peace and harmony, plus we all live sin free. Until then, let's begin to make a difference. Living out our life with God glory is evident. Hatred's irrelevant, but His love is heaven sent. It's time to repent, so nations repent. You ain't gotta be from Boston to be Boston strong. If America's your home, let love live on.
You ain't gotta be from Boston to be Boston strong. If America's your home, let love live on.
In the world
gone wrong, we pray that you stay strong. And when the world is wrong, just know that love is on. And so we'll sing our song with hopes that sees our song, trusting in God, our cornerstone. Love lives on. Oh yeah, remember love lives on. Just know that love lives on.
God bless you.
United Nations Commission for Refugees was created in 1950 to assist European refugees after the Second World War. UNHCR won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1954, but its work was only beginning. From Europe to Africa to Asia to Latin America and the Middle East, UNHCR works to safeguard the rights and the well-being of people who have been forced to flee. Johnson County UNA honors the UNHCR, the people it serves, its staff, and its volunteers.
When the crisis raised, all my dreams has been destroyed.
Yo nunca pensé salir de mi país, nunca.
Ile yote ilituogopesha sana, mpaka hivi tulikimbia mikono wazi.
I always had hope.
For 70 years, we at the UN Refugee Agency have made it our mission to protect those who must flee for their lives. This is who we are. After World War II, the UN was in its infancy. Europe was devastated. Millions of people were refugees. In the ashes of war, the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees was established to protect and resettle the displaced. The Refugee Agency's founders believed their task would take just 3 years, but they were wrong. In 1956, we had our first emergency. Hungarians rose up against Soviet occupation and were crushed. 200,000 people fled the country. Decolonization in Africa brought wars of independence, civil wars, and border wars, and uprooted hundreds of thousands. Refugees were no longer seen as just a European crisis. In the 1970s, UNHCR launched operations to respond to crises in Latin America, Africa, and Asia. In the 1980s and 1990s, new conflicts erupted in the Middle East, Europe, and Africa, and the numbers of those in need of aid and asylum grew. The UN General Assembly has also tasked the agency with working to prevent and reduce statelessness around the world. We work to bring millions of people who have no recognized nationality out of the shadows and into citizenship. In the 21st century, UNHCR continues to grow, with more than 17,000 staff assisting people in some 135 countries. But we are needed more than ever. Nearly 80 million people are fleeing conflict, violence, and persecution. 26 million among them are refugees. The number continues to rise, and we rise to the challenge. As the world's conflicts evolve, our response to them has changed. We understand that peace and stability are in the interest of all nations, and that helping refugees is our shared responsibility. We respond to humanitarian crises, but we look beyond them to sustainable solutions and lasting support, including access to healthcare, education, and work. Today, alongside partnerships with more than 900 other agencies, and with the support of our donors, governments, and people like you, we at UNHCR are facing our task head on. We protect refugees and help them thrive. That is our mission. This is who we are.
The mission of Inside Out Reentry Community is to support people involved in the criminal legal system in changing from the inside out, and to educate the public in order to promote healing, restore relationships, and achieve success in the community. Socializing, job and house hunting, tutoring are all part of inside out activities. The Johnson County United Nations Association is pleased to honor Inside Out Reentry, its clients, its staff, and its volunteers.
My name is Michelle Hines, and I'm the Executive Director of Inside Out Reentry Community. We are honored to have been chosen by the Johnson County chapter of the United Nations Association for this event. We want to express our gratitude for this opportunity to share Inside Out's work with the community. Inside Out is a nonprofit based in Iowa City that supports individuals returning to Johnson County after incarceration. We were founded in 2015, and since that time, we've grown immensely in the number of people we serve and the supports that we provide. Our mission is to support people in the criminal legal system in changing from the inside out and to educate the public in order to promote healing, restore relationships, and achieve success in the community. An important aspect of Inside Out is that we are more than just a program. We view ourselves as a community. We believe in the power of connection and non-judgmental support. Returning to the community after incarceration is challenging, and individuals face many barriers as they navigate this transition. To help with these barriers, we assist people with finding housing, employment, healthcare, transportation, education, and life skills such as financial literacy. Last year, Inside Out supported 168 individuals residing in the community. 120 people stopped into our resource center to get assistance with creating a resume, finding information, just sitting down to talk, as well as accessing our resource closet, which has donated clothing and household items. We also distribute backpacks filled with hygiene products to help individuals get a head start. Those that we support often have barriers to accessing transportation, so we provide bus passes to help individuals get to job interviews or work, and we have a connection with a local bike ministry that can help if individuals need additional transportation assistance, and we can get them a donated bicycle. Our case management is focused on individualized reentry planning, and we also offer fun social activities such as meals or events, and opportunities to volunteer in the community. In addition to providing support to individuals here in Johnson County, we also provide support to individuals who are incarcerated in jails and prisons across the state. In the past year, we corresponded with 167 incarcerated individuals, sending and receiving over 2,000 letters and messages. This planning and resource provision includes personal growth discussions, reentry guidance, and other activities to help individuals prepare for their release and their life in the community. Another important aspect of the work that we do is our weekly meetings. Our meetings are safe and non-judgmental space where individuals can come and give and receive support. We hold a community meeting and a peer group for those in all stages of recovery. We also hold a group at the 6th Judicial District's Work Release Center. We accomplish so much of our work with the help of a wonderful group of volunteers that help us in many ways, including our mentor program. Our volunteer mentor program pairs a community volunteer with an incarcerated individual. The mentor provides support during their incarceration, as well as continued support while they're being released back into the community. Inside Out also hosts community education events to inform the public on the disparities in the criminal legal system and the ways that, as a community, we can come together to make changes. We've hosted parole simulations, forums, and webinars, including topics on women in reentry, the effects of incarceration on children and families, restorative justice, and more. To expand our supports, Inside Out is currently pursuing one of our long-term goals, which is to develop our own transitional housing for those leaving incarceration. Inside Out is proud to contribute to the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, such as peace, justice, and strong institutions, reduced inequalities, no poverty, and good health and well-being. Thank you again to the members of the Johnson County chapter of the United Nations Association for taking notice of our work and choosing us to be recognized alongside such amazing organizations in our community. We are humbled and grateful. Thank you.
All proceeds from Night of a Thousand Dinners, our sponsors, donors, and ticket sales will be divided among our 4 honored organizations serving people in transition. The 3 local organizations are led by women. With your help, we are excited and honored to announce that we have raised nearly $10,000 so far. Now, I say so far because we will continue to accept donations until 8 o'clock tonight. You can do this by visiting johnsoncountyuna.org and clicking the ticket purchase link. So again, we are nearly at $10,000 and we would be so glad if you would be able to help us get to our goal. And we want to, again, thank you for helping us reach that goal. We also want to mention that some of the funds that will go to the UNHCR will help the people of Ukraine and the crisis that they are currently experiencing.
I want to thank everybody again, all of you. We are grateful for your support.
As membership chair of the Johnson County UNA, I invite you to join us. Our goal is to inform the public about the life-saving work of the United Nations and to advocate with the public and our elected officials for constructive United States leadership in the UN. Night of 1,000 Dinners on International Women's Day is our largest annual event, but there are many others. To join us, just go to the URL on your screen. Introductory membership is $25. Young people under 25 can join for free. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight, and have a good night. Hope to see you next year, and maybe even in person.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for coming, joining us.